indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mrs. Kuhn, could you please read the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
Okay. Open Publics Meeting Act notice. The New Jersey Open Publics Meeting Act was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provision of the Act, Union Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof published in the Star Ledger and Union County local source. Posted in the administrative building at 2369 Morris Avenue in Union, New Jersey. Filed with the township clerk and mailed to all persons, if any, who have requested said notice. During the course of the board meeting, the Union Township Board of Education offers members of the public the opportunity to address issues regarding the Union Township Public Schools. The board reminds those individuals who take this opportunity to identify themselves by name and address and to limit their comments to items listed on the agenda during the first public comment opportunity with no limitations on their comments during the second public comment opportunity. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. Issues raised by members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and responses will be forthcoming if and when appropriate.
Maybe we
Board
should clean the
asks
screen.
all members of the board to be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Comments regarding students and employees of the board will not be responded to by the board. I'll yield to board president.
Thank you. Okay, this evening I will read the mission statement. The mission of the Township of Union Public Schools is to build on the foundations of honesty, excellence, integrity, strong family and community partnerships. We promote a supportive learning environment where every student is challenged, inspired, empowered, and respected as diverse learners. Through cultivation of students' intellectual curiosity, skills, and knowledge, our students can achieve academically and socially and contribute as responsible and productive citizens of our global community. Okay, so at this point, this brings us to comments from the public on resolutions that are on the board on the agenda tonight.
Mrs. Manisi,
yes.
Before you get started, maybe we should introduce our class representatives. I think they're here this evening.
Yes, I think that was going to come during the superintendent's report.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Is that right, Mr. Benequista?
Yes, they're first up in the superintendent's report.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to comments from the public. Just a reminder to please state your name and address.
Ms. Medici.
Who's, yes.
It's Dr. Francis. I couldn't hear what Mr. McDowell said. What was your question, Mr. McDowell? Because I want to.
I was simply asking if the high school class representative should be introduced now, but it looks like they'll be introduced by Mr. Benequista a little later.
Okay, before we go any further, I wanted to make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss P11 on the agenda. That was an item that I noticed on Saturday, if not Friday night.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dr. Morgan. Is there any discussion? Well, no, there's no discussion. We need a roll call.
Dr. Francis?
If I may, Ms. Nisi, before you do the roll call, can we just state that the purpose of the resolution is to go into closed executive session for matters of personnel. Minutes will be taken and released to the public if and when the need for confidentiality no longer exists, and action may be taken by the board when it reconvenes in public session this evening. Thank you.
Okay, so can I ask, are conflicted members allowed to be in this discussion?
No, ma'am. Well, no, ma'am. Nope.
Okay, all righty. So now we do a roll call to see if we go into executive session?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Francis?
Yes.
Mrs. Higgins?
Abstain.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Dr. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. Nufrio? Did we lose him again? Mr. Nufrio?
Yes,
looks like
abstain.
Mrs. Richardson?
You're muted.
You're muted, Linda.
No.
Mrs. Ruiz?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
No.
Mrs. Manisi?
No.
It's 4-3-1.
Passes.
So then Mr. Wojcik has to remove us or put us in the waiting room.
Yes.
Miss Paul and is Miss Hart here? Would you guys mind giving me a hand? We're gonna have to put everybody back into the waiting room.
What are you doing
We're going into executive, Lynn.
now?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know how these meetings run, but I know when we have hours and like there's like
can't-
a host or an administrator.
But
to
you
the
can't click
meeting.
anything. Won't it tell you though when you click on
You
it?
click it.
Now it's
You're good.
okay. If it happens again, I don't know what to do.
Well, you're not muted anymore, so they hear you. So remember, they're hearing you. You heard that? They hear you. So
Nancy,
Yes, Vito?
yeah, I've been
You're
having
back
trouble
on?
with. I'm back on, but I don't know for how long. It keeps going dark, and then it keeps going muted, and then I can't unmute. I guess I didn't take that course.
All right, Vito, we'll try and work with you.
All right, thank you. I completely lost whatever it is you guys were doing because I couldn't hear a thing either.
Where'd you go?
I'm
So they're
here.
going into executive session. So we're going to be put in the waiting room.
Who's going to executive session?
The non-conflicted members.
It's not on the agenda.
Well, they made a motion and they were able to,
4-3-1.
it passed. They voted on it. You're muted, Vito.
Greg, I think that's everybody except us.
Yeah, I'm gonna start removing co-hosts. Thank you.
All right.
Can you just, I'm sorry, so who am I removing? I know some of the board members are going as well. Who exactly do I need to remove from the room?
Nancy,
Oh, okay,
Vito, and Mrs. Higgins.
thank you. And then, Mr. Benequist, are you staying in, Mr. Lossell?
Mr. Taylor, I guess it's pertaining to a resolution. I'm not sure if I need to be put in the waiting room.
Presuming it's the resolution, I know it is, you're not necessary for this discussion unless the board members want you here, but you haven't been part of it before. I don't think you should be here. It should just be the 6 non-conflicted members, the BA/board secretary, and Ms. Capiello, the assistant board secretary.
Take me out, Craig. I'm not belonging there.
Yep, thank you.
And Mr. Lasso can go as well.
And then Ms. Capiello, I'm gonna make you the host.
You have Kim Conti here as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I miss?
Yeah, I had my screen off because I thought I was going.
I'm sorry, I
I
missed you.
just wanted to, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna stop, pause recording.